Hello campers, hope you're enjoying your enforced creative time. Here's my project. This is a face shield or a splash shield, and I'm going to show you how to make it. The advantage of this is that it can be made entirely out of stationary materials, and they can be sterile when they're delivered to the hospital so that hospital workers don't have to worry about non-sterile donated materials. The sheet looks complicated, but in fact, first thing we do is we fold each sheet in half the long way. That's step one. Just to give us a midline. Okay, according to this, step two is to tape to the midline, meaning from here to here. And for that, I am finding that hefty packing tape is confidence inspiring because it's tough, too tough, that tough. Okay, so we line this up. We put this down. Now, as you can see, this side is the brim. I don't think there's any harm strengthening the brim further, because that's the only structural element holding these two places together. Step three, fold from the center to the distant corners. Can you check to see if I'm still in frame? Fold from the center to the distant corners.
But I think you are.
And you can see I've got a 3 here, and it meant it goes to this 3 here. So here we go.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. And you line it up to the distant corner, like that. This is not high precision. Okay, we do the same thing here. Why exactly? Okay, so there you go. Now it says here, 4, fold across the diagonal. That means like this. Now, I'll grant you that as we fold, we hide our instructions, but that's the breaks. If you peek, you can see that the last step, 4B, is to fold corner up to make a smooth edge. So we are folding here like this, and similarly we are folding here like this, and that's the shape. Now, because we printed on only one side, but if you look carefully, you can see that I've got this bold squiggle, which is saying attach two-sided tape there. So we're going to do that. Two-sided tape is nice because the plastic we're using can be peeled on and off the two-sided tape. Okay, so that is basically the assembly, and just so you understand, you see this and this ties in the back like a bandana, and this part makes a brim. But now we're going to deal with the plastic. And before we deal with the plastic, we're just going to do a little bit of tape in here just to tidy this up, maybe give it a little more rigidity. Okay, now I have here these sheet protectors, as they're called. I think this is medium weight clear. As you can see, it's clear. It's not transparent the way overhead transparencies would be, but it's still good. And what you want to do is take advantage of this seam, which you'll leave intact, but you want to cut away just on the interior of these serrations so that it will fold out. You may be tempted to cut along the serrations, but you'll find that if you do that, the thing is still sealed. So we cut just along the inside, whoops, just along the inside of the serrations. Okay, so now you see you have a nice big face plate. Now, at this point, I think your best bet is to first close the bandana to what you think will be your head, but because it's somewhat conical, it's not critical. It will settle on your head. To do that,
You should measure.
I'm just gonna close this half off. So you line the straight edges up with each other. And for a fat head like me, this is about right. If you've got a skinnier head, you can have more overlap. And if you don't like this exposed tape and you're still using packing tape, you can put a little split and a little split. And there we have our hat. Now I'm going to ask my camera person to keep me in the picture. Oh, there's my camera person. And she's going to follow me to the mirror so that you're not keeping it on me. Okay. All right, so here we are. And one feature of this design, by intention, is that you actually want to leave a little bit of air here and here. But it turns out, even wearing it and even without a mirror, you can say that feels about right on my little head. And then you can press against the temples. And there you are. Now, there are all sorts of things you can do down here. But you get a little bit, first of all, you can leave it like this. But if you don't like the flappy or you want a little more structure, even as you're wearing it, you can say, I'm just going to put a little bit on the interior of this corner. I'm going to put a little tape on the interior of this corner. And then you can roll it up to whatever angle feels good. Touch it to itself. You get this nice stormtrooper effect. And there we are. Obviously there's a lot you can do here and here, but there it is. Now in this case there's not, I don't think, a lot of venting through here, but it's adjustable. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to loosen this one a little bit so that I have a little bit of air. I'm going to tape it down again like this. And now, as you can see, I hope there's a little bit of venting. And there you go. The end.